There we go. So, welcome to the AFC Man on. We've got Colin Gardner on the drink.
How we doing, guys? All right?
I think we're on episode 10. I think this is the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
So, Colin, big goalkeeper. You've been through Grassroots for a long while. So, we'll just start asking a few questions about you, mate. Light-hearted. Be open and honest. Throw people under the bus if you want. It's all fun and games. So just start off. What clubs have you played for? So obviously we know you've played with Motherwell Villa, but what other teams?
Motherwell Villa, aye. Mostly Motherwell Villa. Calder Star, they were a Forgewood team as well. Played for them before Motherwell Villa. Good side. Won the league with them. Won the cup. Apart from that, it was a few pro youth teams and stuff. Hamilton Accies for a few years when I was at school and so on. But obviously, as you know, Joe, work took over, mate. So kind of my playing time was a bit limited, and the amount of times I could get to play, I would have liked to have played a bit more, to be honest, but I just couldn't do it.
Aye.
But aye, so what was that?
That's ideal, man. That's ideal. Out of all the teams, which's been your favourite? I know you were at Calder Star for a while, weren't you?
So Calder Star, mate, I was there for about 2 years. It was after I'd left Hamilton, so didn't get kept on sort of thing. So you kind of get away from it. Your head's down. Who was it? It was a guy called Billy Cochrane that had heard that. You know him, Joe? Aye.
Aye.
He'd heard that I'd obviously no team or anything like that. So he's come down to the door and he said, if you fancy getting back into it, blah blah blah. He says, come to training and all that stuff. So I thought, oh, fuck it, I'll go. So I went and I knew a few of the boys. I think Martin Clark, who I went to school with, he played for them and all. He was a good player. He says, just come on, come to training, things like that. So I went, mate, and that was me, to be honest. I just started enjoying it again and didn't end up the best in the end, right enough. But aye, they were a great team, really good team. Won a few things in that, so happy days. But I'd probably say the happiest has been the Villa, purely for the fact that it's a team like no other. You know what I mean? Like everybody gets on. You can see the effort that goes on behind the scenes. Great bunch of boys. Just a good feeling about the team. So I would probably say Motherwell Villa for me. Aye.
See when you were at Hamilton, did you say would you say there's a massive difference between what their trainer or like intensity compared to what Calder Stars was a
bit? I would probably say, mate, that in terms of training and the way the players applied themselves, I wouldn't say the players were, maybe one or two of them weren't as good as the players you played with at Hamilton and stuff. I mean, James MacArthur was in my team at Hamilton, and obviously look at him now, he's Crystal Palace, is it?
Aye, I think
Crystal Palace, Premier League. So it just shows you, but at the same time, the training and stuff, training's obviously different. You've got specialist coaches there who actually do that job day in, day out. Whereas when you go to training for the likes of Calder Star and stuff, the training's still good, but it's not the same intensity, if you know what I mean. Like It's as if like when you play for Hamilton and other pro youth teams, that you're always trying to impress, if you know what I mean. Whereas amateurs, you're more enjoying yourself.
Aye.
You enjoy yourself more, I think. It's as if the pressure's known.
What's been your favourite moment as an amateur player?
As an amateur player? It's probably winning the league with Calder Star, obviously. Joe, I haven't had the chance to win you a league, mate, with Villa.
Still time, mate. Still time. You're still young enough.
Aye.
This isn't for a chat show, mate. This is us to get you out of retirement.
Nah, mate. No, it's obvious. I mind when I went back. It probably has been the winning the league for Calder Star and or winning one of the cups. Is obviously because you remember winning things, mate. Do you know what I mean? See, like the charity game for Villa down at the Airdrie Stadium as well. Remember that? That was a highlight as well, because that was a great night. You know what I mean? It was freezing.
The worst conditions I ever played in, man.
Aye. I had Big Paul Craig, but I think we played the second half? Big Paul Craig's my centre back. I was fucking shiting it to tell him, man, on a fucking thing. Just fucking gave me the eyes, you know what I mean? But
your other centre half was that fucking, is it Tommy Docherty, world champion at boxing?
Aye,
That was
aye,
his
he
two
was a
centre
lot, aye.
halves.
So I mean, if they didn't clear the ball, mate, I wasn't going to tell them to fucking, get out or anything like that. I was just letting them do their own thing, mate. But aye, so there's been a few highlights. But certainly no winning end with Villa has been a bit of a gutter for me, because I think a lot of players they just want to win something for you, Joe. Do you know what I mean? They want to win something for you, makes the effort you put in.
I think it'll come. It will
I think it'll come. Aye, I know it will. It will. But,
will be any crazy moments? You had any daft fucking
apart from fucking injuring myself. What do you mean by crazy moments?
I thought you were going to say something totally different, man.
What's that?
Yeah, I thought you
were just going to say the one that was said now.
Oh well, crazy moments is probably like, when you injure yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like their pre-season training, I've went to scoop the ball up, buzzing, getting back into training and stuff like that, and I end up snapping my finger. And effectively, that's killed my. I can't play really because of that anymore, because it's so fragile now. So, that's it.
Is that what you've taught Andrew then? That seems to be pre-season. Me, Andrew's just done the same thing.
Aye. He's need to start teaching him how to catch a ball right.
See the hang with your finger, that was a horrible shot. It wasn't even fucking a powerful shot.
No, I think it was Kai Rooney.
So it was, aye.
He's hit the ball, but it wasn't even going harder. And I went to scoop the ball, and what I've done is I've actually went to scoop my hand to get under the ball, and I've actually put my hand straight into the astral grass. As soon as it's cracked, heard it. That was it. Game over. Took the glove off, and Joe, you're like that. Just run down to the centre and see if they'll pop it back in for you. Aye.
Still got a training session you go to here.
I fucking went down to. The guy's like, mate, I'm not touching that. He's like, you need to go to hospital. Right, okay.
It was fucking the week before the league, man. I think Dale was already out as well. So we had no keeper, and I was like, you're joking me here.
Aye, I was buzzing, man. I was buzzing to get back into it. I was really enjoying it again, and obviously that happened. So then shit happens, we Ryan Kells, I know. I mean, he just likes injuring people. I was at training one night and came out for the ball, and Ryan Kells, I can just see him bombing up the wing, fucking full pelt. I'm thinking to myself, he's no stopping here, fucking. So I went in, I've cleared the ball, man. He's fucking right through my leg, man. Fucking it was out the game. Couldn't stand up. For fuck's sake. But then in football, you're going to hurt yourself. Do you know what I mean? You're going to. It's part, especially as a goalkeeper. That's what I keep telling me, Andrew. I says, wee man, you can't be scared. Says, if you need to dive at people's feet, says you need to do it. Says you're a goalkeeper. That's what they do.
Was that Ryan? Was it Ryan's momentum or his first touch it took into you?
Yeah, Pete Sankey was his first touch, actually.
That sounds very realistic, by the way.
He's like the wee guy for the fucking, remember that film, The Mighty Ducks? The wee guy just
all speed and can't stop.
Straight up, he was doing it training today, and he was chasing a ball, and I'm like, he's not slow, he's getting ready to that fence at the back of your house. He's getting ready. What's your least favourite moment?
What's that, Joe?
What's your least favourite moment?
Well, think back again, the Calder Star days. I think we lost a final, so you look back on things like that, and obviously they're the days that you obviously look back on. You think to yourself, you were proud to get there, but you couldn't go that one step and actually win it.
I think I was at that game. That one you just lost that final.
Aye.
John Kinsley was on the bench, and
that team of Gary McSpadden or not?
Aye.
What that team, by the way?
I think it was 3-2 he's get beat.
I think it was tight. It was either 2-1 or 3-2. I can't remember.
I remember wee Modo scoring.
Aye.
And then fucking, I think they scored in the last couple of minutes to make it 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
I was up, and it was on.
See, I'm thinking back. I'm thinking it was GK Borough Black now we were playing. I think that's who we were playing. And they were a good side back then and all. There was always 2 or 3 teams. We were all as good as each other. And in fact, Bert as well. Bert played for Calder Steve's in the middle of the park and all. So you had 2 or 3 good teams in there. Do you know what I mean? It was like a lottery, really. I mean, who was going to win things? The teams were quite evenly matched and all that. So, but apart from that, mate, low points. You know, I mean, you can't really. Again, probably when you're injured and you can't play. You know what I mean? You're itching to get out there and get back playing and that. So, aye.
Which been your most favourite save that you've made?
The one that sticks out the most is probably just because it's probably quite recent as well, is the one against the Bullfrog.
Oh, mate.
Do you remember that one, Joe?
I can't believe you got to it.
It was one of the ones where, you know, we're getting into this game, right? Basically, everybody's, and they'd brought a good crowd. I know. Was it a Friday night, if I remember?
Aye.
A Friday night up at Wishy, and they'd brought a crowd of, I don't know, couple or something, and it was a cup game. And
West of Scotland,
aye, that's right. And it was quite tight up to then. You know, they'd have chances, blah blah blah. That good side. And then I think it's Macaulay's come busting down the lane. So you're trying to tell your defenders to fucking mark up and all that, right? And the boys can get played out. And as the boys get played out at the near post, I'm standing at the post facing the corner flag, right? Bungy's been in the centre, near enough at the penalty spot. Macaulay's pulled it back and Bungy's just fucking scalped it, man. And I've just dived. I've sprawled myself over the goals and fuck knows how I've done it, but I've managed to get it. And the boys kind of spilt a wee bit and I've just fucking jumped on top of it. That one sticks out probably the most. I quite like that one, but as a goalkeeper, you know, see if you tap one over the bar, and I'm quite hard on myself. See if I'm, you know, to other people it might look like a good save, but see to me, I think to myself, maybe I should have done a bit better. I should have held it, or I should have done this. But I like that one. That was a good one.
See, you're saying he was at the penalty spot. He was 6 yards out. He was only 6 yards out, and he rattled it. And he thought it was in. So he's kind of jumped up like that. Fucking yes, that's in. And for some reason, you just come out of nowhere. I swear to God, it was just buff.
And if I remember, aye, and I think it was only 2-1 at that point, wasn't it? I mean, I think it was 2-1, but I mean that was so it was quite an important save at that time. It wasn't as if it was like 3-1, 4-1. You know, it was 2-1. The game was tight, so we done well that game. We held them for about 80 minutes. 80 minutes.
The last 5 minutes.
You know, it was a really good. I think everybody was up for it. Obviously it was probably one of the best opposition Masons have probably played against, to be honest. And obviously it's all local boys, and you're wanting to up your game to see if you can match them. You know what I mean?
See when they scored that first goal, though, and they started lighting off fireworks. I shit myself. It's like, what the?
That's right. Aye, that's right. That's right. Good team though. Very good team.
Aye. Top team, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
What's been the best goal? Obviously, know that you've scored, unless you've scored any as a keeper. But what's been the best goal that
I've scored one?
Have you, Michaels?
Aye, I've scored one. I've scored a goal. It was one time only, and it was Belsa Academy. Belsa Academy against Cardiff. We used to organise a game of football every so often. But Cardiff had a good team, but we were better. We used to always beat them for some reason. We had some good players. We never had a school team, and it's a shame because some of the players that we had at school at the time, I mean, they were frightening, absolutely frightening. And Cardiff had a fit of a team, you know. They had the likes of big Carlo Ronaldo at the back who played football, Darren Ligate, Macaulay. So they had some good players. We had the likes of Scott Laurie at the back, Willie McLaughlin, Kyle Jenkins in the midfield, Davy Blue up front as well. Davy Blue, brilliant. So we had some good players or not. But what happened was, so I think it was a cross that came in, and I've come out, I've caught it, and I've brought it down, and I've seen it was 2 against 1 up front. So I've fucking honest. I think the window was behind me. I know. I've wheelied the ball right, and on the half volley, I've caught it sweet as fuck. Right, the ball's bounced at the 18-yard line. Right, the keeper, I think it was Paddy Carlin. He's come out. We Davy Blues went and jumped with Paddy Carlin. Paddy Carlin's missed the ball, and the fucking ball's rolled down the net. so I mean, I'll take that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
Aye. So that's the only time. But aye.
What's the best scene?
The best goal I've seen?
Aye, bar yours.
It's another tough one. Seen a few crackers with Villa. I think Ant scored a belter down at Bovril Hall. Was it Ant's, Joe? Aye, that time.
He got a hat trick that one. That was the Newton Hill game.
Newton Hill, aye. I remember that goal well. There's a few free kicks I can remember as well. David Owen scored a few free kicks too that I've seen. To be honest, Pete, I can't remember one outstanding goal that I've seen. There has been a few, but probably all for Villa. There's been a few, mate. To be honest, a few crackers. Names really stick out.
Oh, he's sitting in the fence bit, man.
Try to be dead, Mr. Placid. Fucking.
Yeah, if you gave me a Claire Larone, I'd had a think about
it. What awards have you won then?
Awards. When I started playing football, I used to play for a team in Coatbridge called Dunbeth.
Aye.
When I was, I think I started at Bellsall when I was younger. I actually started outfield. I started on the left wing, and I think what happened was the keeper got injured and needed somebody to go in goals. And I think I got relegated to go in goals. Must have been shite. So
I get relegated to run the Villa.
So I went in goals, and I think after that, I just enjoyed it. Enjoyed jumping at people's feet and the kind of telling people what to do and all that, organising and all that. So it kind of stuck for there. I played for Dunbeth, still primary school, and I won a few awards there. I won Players Player of the Year a few times. Obviously, when you take that jump into your pro youth setups and things like that, you don't get Player of the Year awards or anything like that. It's just you just play basically. You're playing to basically get kept on the next year. You don't win awards or anything. It doesn't work like that, which is a bit of a shame. It takes the fun, especially for younger players. But that's just the way it is. And then
take the drive out to some people and all, can it?
It can, Joe. Aye, it can. See, especially if you're not playing well for a few weeks and that, and it can be hard at pro youth level. Do you know what I mean? But I remember I was at Hamilton, and the coach I had at the time, he hated goalkeepers. Hated goalkeepers for some reason. And he openly said it and came out with it. And you kind of know. See if you've got a manager like that, you're struggling to impress. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. He just didn't like goalkeepers for whatever reason. I don't know if his missus ran away with a goalkeeper or something. I don't know. Okay. That's the fun.
Big City fans.
Aye. That's like goalkeepers. So, and that was it. Went back to Calder Star. I don't think I won any awards with Calder Star, but Villa. I think I won Goalkeeper of the Year.
Aye.
2 years ago. And also Save of the Year as well for the goal against the Bullfrog that night. Called Wet Night.
See any kind of younger player, would you recommend pro youth?
I would never ever tell somebody no to try it. Because at the end of the day, if you want to make it in football, you're going to need to go down that path. Some players it can be suited for. Some players maybe get swallowed up, mate, and end up. It depends on the boy's character as well. And I think a lot of the time as well, it's you need to go on with folk. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can have all the ability in the world, but see if your head isn't right and you don't apply yourself in the right way or anything like that, you don't get looked at. You know what I mean? You need to have the ability, but you also need to have the personality to go with it as well. That's the kind of one thing. But as far as kind of pro youth and stuff, I would recommend it to somebody, but they would have to be ready for it. I would hate to see somebody get thrown in there and get chewed up, and then what's going to happen is they don't get kept on at the end of the year, and then sometimes their heads can get right down, and some of them don't even want to play football again because they've got these things about, that's me. I'm in pro youth now. It's going to kick on, and sometimes, like myself, sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. It's life, mate. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. But I would just say they need to make sure they're ready for it. They're ready for it.
Skip that wee bit, and then I'll come back to that. So if you could play with any amateur player, if you could have any amateur player in your team, who would it be and why?
Well, I've played with him before, but see Bert in the centre mid. I played with him at Calder Star, but what a player this boy was. Workhorse, absolute up and down the park, 90 minutes, solid, strong, vocal. You know, wasn't a panic on the ball. He could spray a pass, he could finish a ball, he could pass. His positioning was great, just all round, mate. Just
aye,
what a player, man.
Frightening, man.
Aye, cracking player. Obviously he played for the Bullfrog as well, so I played against him with Villa. But even when you got the ball, you know, you can just tell. So some people have just got it, mate. You know what I mean? And
aye.
I also, aye. I mean, you think, see when you're looking, you think to yourself, I mean, how could that guy not have made it in football of some sort? Do you know what I mean? See, frightening, absolutely frightening. Paul McCauley as well, good player too. Bullfrog, great player and all.
He's at Bellshill now,
is he?
No, Bellshill United, juniors.
All right, aye, good player and all.
So, if you could play for any other amateur club, who would you want to stick out with?
That's playing now?
No, any
team, past, present, future. Make a team up.
Well, if it didn't end as badly as what it done at Calder Star, I'd like to give that team another shot. Obviously, at the age they were at, you know, maybe not so much now that we're all older. I mean, I don't know. I've not seen half the guys that play for the team now, but at that time, I kind of had a set to with the manager at the time, and I chucked the toys at the pram for something that I still believe wasn't anything to do with me, but he's decided to try and blame me for whatever. So I've left. Basically, that's what's happened, and to be honest, I think they folded like a few months later for whatever reason. But probably, if I had to say one team, I'd probably like to have a go at that again. But aye,
that was some team though. That was some team.
Aye.
Jason Miller and that one up.
Jason. That was all local boys team, wasn't it?
Aye.
It was. Mind, we used to train up at Braidwood. Braidhurst. Aye, Braidhurst. Used to give me a bit of sticks. I was a Bellshill boy, you know, the old Bellshill and 4G rivalry and all that. Thought every time I went to training, man, they were going to do me
in. What was your best team to play against? What was your favourite team to play against?
Well, I would say one of my favourite teams to play against was Blackhill Bray. You know.
Oh, you need to hear that story,
so they always gave us a good game, obviously, right? I mean, see them as far as teams go as well. Organised, man.
Yeah, that top side and all, weren't they?
Great team, man. Even when they played senior division and that, they were going up to play like to get into the Premier and stuff. You always knew it. They were good. So they were playing them one time. I'll tell you a story, right? So Joe went and ordered the boys new kits, right? So we'd all new kits. So my goalkeeping kit was, I had an Illumi yellow one, loved it, and I had a kind of very, very bright orange one, right? So I thought, can't mind what colour they were playing in, but I says I'll go with the orange this game, right? So I think I'd only wore it once or twice. So I had my Under Armour on, so I'd let my blue Under Armour hang on, see the one that the thingy comes out, right? So I had that on with my orange tap. So I've fucking went out for a warm up, you know, brilliant, feeling good. I think about 15 minutes into the game now, I think I've come out for a ball or something. Anyway, they've scored, right? So I'm fucking raging, right? Fuck's sake, right? And I think one of the guys at the side of the park, I don't know what his name is, he was a wee guy. He used to always wear the bubble jacket.
It was a wee guy that kept abusing Jim.
Honestly, man, couldn't shut him up. So they've scored and they went like, I can't remember what the boy's name was. They say his name was Peter or something. He goes like, fuck's sake, Peter, I can't believe you just scored into a bottle of iron brew. See with the blue Under Armour on with the orange tap. I was like, for fuck's sake. So I've started laughing, right? It's probably the only time in my life I've started laughing after a goal's went into, right? I couldn't not laugh. It's funny as fuck, man. So see after that, every goal I went into is if I had that tap on, I just thought of him. After laughing. Aye. Good side though, Blackhill Bray.
Could get tight for the side of the park or all in it, man. Every game.
They
That
were
was the
probably,
same game. The referee stopped it for about 20 minutes. And
aye,
my boys, just shut up, just go into the corner.
that's
Just shut
right.
up, go into the corner and just leave it. Because the referee he just kept going and going and going. Remember, he was
Aye.
trying to fight with one of their fans and that.
That's right.
And
Aye.
then they're like, you're trying to get it abandoned. What? No, we're just trying to get it to shut up.
To
Just
shut
get
up.
down to the corner. The referee's like, I'll punch fuck it to all yous.
Right, that's right.
Was
Aye.
that wee guy? It was the same
Who
wee guy
was-
that was hurling abuse at him.
Who was the ref, Joe? Who was the ref? The Dutch ref? Who was it? Mind that guy?
Big Jack.
What was his name?
Big Jack van der Star.
That's him, Van der Sar.
Yeah.
Aye.
He
Nut
is a
job.
hero.
Absolute. Hibs fan, wasn't he?
Aye.
Used to be a Hibs casual. We were playing a game up in
Remember Bathville? He chased the
Bathville.
guy. Chased the
aye,
guy in the
chased
car
the wee
park, man.
chased the wee boy into the car park, right to do him.
And then walked back on as sorry lads. And just started the game
Sent the
again.
boy off. Sent the boy off, and the wee boy's like, "You're a fucking old bastard" or something. And he's like, "What?" Just started.
Started sprinting after him, man. Aye, Nut job. I can always remember him. He's probably the ref that sticks out for me. Jack Van der Star.
He is a hero, honestly. Absolute hero, that guy. What was the least favourite team to play against? Who did you hate playing against?
Probably the most annoying. I wouldn't say the team I hated playing against, but the most annoying team was probably Belsall, because it always gave you a good game, and no matter what happened, I don't think I ever kept a clean sheet against Belsall. Remember, it was like, I think it was up at the school, Coat Bridge, and we were beating them. Was it 2-1 or something, and they got a penalty?
Right.
Remember that? And I remember
the quarter final to
the quarterfinals, and the wee guy's telling me where he's got to put it, and he says, I'm going that side, and you know, it says a penalty, you kind of get the mind games going, right? But I'm thinking, right, I says, well, try you then. Fucking missed it by that, and you know the way I didn't even want to look at him, you know the way I'm like, I'm saving this, that's what I'm saying to him, as he's grabbing the ball. I says, I'm saving this, try to psych him out. Scored it. Probably Belsall, because they just always seem to have a knacky. They scored into me quite a lot, and just for that, it used to be annoying. Aye.
You're a Belsall lad yourself.
Probably, mate. Aye. I would never swap allegiances and join them in, because obviously, you know, I'm a Villa man. But aye, probably Belsall.
Belsall was a weird one, because see,
They're a good side as well, by the way. Just to say that, they're a good side.
they would pick all the best players and mould them together, and just somehow, like, sometimes it took a few weeks or whatever for a team to get better. Like Blackhill, when they first started, were good. Belsall became good, and they just moulded it in straight.
Aye.
Every season, we got them early on, and they always used to just geese again, man.
Mm-hmm. They were a good side as well. They were another team. They were well organised and that, and like you says, see once they gelled into a team, they started to play like a team, and that they just kind of carried on for there. Good side.
The first couple of seasons, they would have like 10 players showing up and whatever, and they were good, but they weren't great. But then they just became fucking very good.
Aye.
Some of the boys that they signed, like, we Joe Cheney and that for a while, really good players. But what was your favourite park to play on?
Favourite park? Wouldn't be a grass park anyway. Being a goalkeeper, being a keeper, but see with the baubles and stuff, you know, seeing less it's a really good grass park, you know, and the surface is actually flat. See, like you're running. I think the King George down at Wishy. I used to get the boys to pass back the ball away for the goals, because you weren't, you know what I mean, the ball would just bob where your foot. I'm trying to get the best one. I quite like Dale Park, to be honest.
DL is good.
I quite like Dale Park. Played on a few when I played for Hamilton. Our home park used to actually a grass park, so I'm talking shite. But it was a well laid park, you know. Was Peter's Hill. See, well, they've turned that into a 4G now, but before that they used to have a grass stadium as well, like a park. So that's where our home games used to be, and that was always a junior park, obviously, but that was a really good. So I'll probably change the DL to Petershill, good stadium. But I've also played in New Douglas Park as well. I think it was just when they got the 4G laid, we managed to. I think they started letting the youth play on it and stuff because they're not tearing it up or anything. So I got a chance to play in that as well. So probably 4G Park would probably be New Douglas Park, and Grass Park's probably I always like Petershill. I like the setting and all that and the way it was, and they all seem to do well there and made a few good saves there as well.
What's the worst park you've been at? I've played on.
King George.
aye, mate. Is that one? I think it was the the start of the season or something, Joe? We were
It was
playing
the first game of the season.
the first game, and I think a penalty went by me that game. I know.
That was
What about the game up at Payder Park, so you're still blocked out the warm-up? The parks are horrific.
See, you've just reminded me there, mate. I forgot about that. That was on a night out, so I've come in and I was blitzed, couldn't drive. Phone Joe, I'm thinking, fuck, he's got to be raging at his man. He says, I might get away with this here. He says, I might not need to play. I've texted Joe, I'm like, Joe, mate, I'm just in, man. He's like, he says, I can't drive. He's like, it's all right, Colin. He says, I'll come and pick you up. I'm thinking, I've not got another keeper, so I'm like, right, fucking blotto. I'm thinking, right, better get the gloves in the bag. So the gloves in the bag. Actually, no, Pete, now you think about that. That's that's just up for the King George at Park, innit? Aye. So we've got there. I'm still steaming, right? Went into the dressing room and all the boys are, you know what they're like before the game, tunes on and all that, and I'm, I can think of it. So, fuck, man, I'm going to make an arse of this. So got the strip on, went out to the park, doing the warm up, and I think it was somebody who was hitting shots into me, right? And I'm fucking trying to catch him. The boys just going, Pete, see, you've seen it. The boys just going through my horns, and I'm thinking to myself, I can't play here. I'm thinking, I can't do it.
I feared for that game, man, after seeing the warm up.
Aye, that's right. That was but see, to be fair, see, as soon as the whistle went and stuff, I think I started to get my head into it, and it was all right. I think I only conceded one. And
I've only ever seen
7-1 we won. Aye.
I've only seen you going hot-headed once, and it's in that game. Me guy nearly followed through, and he went, I'm not your right fighter. I've never seen you like that in my life.
Aye, I'm usually quite calm on the park and stuff like that, but I think it was a mixture of that warm-up and fucking hangover I'm starting to get. The boys come right through and I fucking squared up to him, but he shot at me, he walked away.
See the game.
That not the same boy Jordan ended up clattering. I don't know.
Is that the same game?
Jordan.
Was the boy that tried to jump on Smudger's head?
Aye, that's right. It was the same guy.
Aye, he was a referee in the league.
Was that aye?
He was fucking referee in the B team the week before up at Simonton, and then he jumped in there and fucking tried to jump on Smudger's head when he was on the deck. But see that game at King George? Do you remember the tackle that Smudger done on that wee 10-year-old trying to get his flyaway ball?
No, mate, I don't. That's something I remember.
You're like, Smudger, the fucking ball's going down your thing. He's just completely switched off and he's ran down and he's went to clear it. But at the same time, this wee 10-year-old is going to get his ball.
Right through him.
just wiped him, clean it. You guys got up, his trousers not filled in. He's like, pick him up. He did all. Oh, it was fucking hilarious. It was just because of the next question. What is the best tackle you've seen?
The best tackle? It's probably got to be one of Smudgers, to be honest. He's about the only guy that I know. I mean, he likes a good challenge, doesn't he? He likes a good draft park, I know. I've not seen many people get by him, put it that way. He likes to. He's either if he doesn't get the ball, he's getting the man. But if he gets the ball, fair enough. But tackle wise, nah, can't think. No, I can't, mate. It's not something that I look out for, man. I can remember, if you know what I mean.
That's all good. I thought you'd have maybe said fucking the one on Paul McCauley against the Bullfrog. Was it you, PC, that smashed it?
I don't know.
It was like 3 minutes into the game. McCauley's running through, and it may have been Smudger actually.
Murray?
Was it Murray? Just wiped him
Murray,
clean.
mate. Aye, Murray.
What's your best away day?
Well, I never get the chance to go to the Scottish Cup with Villa. I mean, you all got a bus and think I was working that day.
Aye.
But it probably has to be, well, in fact, sorry, I go back again. As the amateurs, it's when I played for Hamilton, so we all went up to Ross County. So quite a good wee trip. We all got a bus away up. Played the game. I think it was 2 each. I think it was. So we come back down. So the guy who's the manager says to us, right, we'll all get into McDonald's and we'll get a burger and stuff, right? So right, that's fine. So we've all went in, obviously. 14-year-old boys, 15-year-old boys, full of mischief, right? So there's a guy, one of the coaches is standing at the front of the queue, right? And there was this boy in the team called Paul. He was our goalkeeper, actually. And he ran up. At the times, it was all TFG tracksuits and that they were on, right? I don't even think they had any laces on the trousers or that. So the coach is standing at the front of the queue, right? And all the boys are behind him. And he goes, boys, watch this. And he's fucking yanked the guy's trousers down. He's fucking turned round, man. He was fucking raging. Honestly, what a lot. Oils were on the flare and everything, man. So I think he still bought us our Happy Meals or Big Macs or whatever, man. But I'm surprised, right? Aye, so that sticks out. That one sticks out. That was a good laugh. Aye, that was a good laugh.
Oh, brilliant. So the bit that I'd missed. So obviously you've hung the gloves up, but you're now into coaching.
Aye.
What do you miss most about playing? Probably
waking up in the morning knowing that you know it's the excitement of actually going out on the park. You know, it's coaching and playing's quite similar, but playing obviously you're getting that satisfaction of actually playing the game. Coaching's a bit different because what you see in your eyes, you might know, but you know, see, both of you will know. Obviously, we've been doing it for ages. Try to get your point across to a player or whatever. Sometimes you don't get frustrated, but you start to become. You're like, you know, why can he know? If you've told a player something, why can he then not go and do that? Whereas if you're a player, you can make that decision for yourself. You know what I mean? So that's how I kind of vary the two. But putting the gloves on, mate, and putting the boots on, you know what I mean, and getting out there and just ordering people about as well. She's a keeper. I was quite vocal. That side of the game, you know, seeing you keep a clean sheet as well. You come off the park and you're feeling like a dog's balls, aren't you? You know what I mean? Nobody could score into me today. Aye. That's what I miss most about playing.
You're gonna make me want to get the signing form.
He's wanting the signing form.
He is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's maybe working, mate. It's maybe working.
I'll fax it to you.
Send it through email, mate.
What's the telling them?
I loved playing. I honestly did. And obviously, I think now that if I'm doing this, obviously we're all doing our kind of our Scottish FA, you know, all the kind of things and that. And hopefully, I'm taking up the goalkeeping route and all that. So that's where I want to be. Especially now, like, the Villa and stuff. Villa's got cracking keepers there. Do you know what I mean? And see if I can come in and do a wee bit and put them through their paces and all that, and improve them a bit through my knowledge or whatever. Then I've done my bit, but as far as playing that goes now, I think that is me. I think I'm probably the coaching suits me better. Sorry, Joe.
Bringing a tear at me.
What's made you kind of want to turn to coaching?
Basically the fact that not being able to play anymore. It's not that I'm not able to play. I can play. It's just the fact that I just think now that I'm more sided towards the coaching side of it, mate. And it's when the likes of you, Pete, say you phoned us up and says to us you fancy coming in and doing a wee bit with Andrew and all that at the start with the Colts. As soon as I kind of went in there and I'd done that and I was starting to enjoy it and that, I kind of thought to myself, this is where it's at now. Do you know what I mean? And that was it. Started enjoying it, and to be honest, I started seeing wee improvements in him. I'm not saying
massive improvements. To be honest, was it?
Aye, I'm not saying it's I'm not saying it's me. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm only trying to put my point across. He has to go be the one that goes and does it. Fair play. I mean, I've seen him come on leaps and bounds. I mean, at the start of the season, he wouldn't even come out for a cross. He wouldn't even come out for a cross on his line. He wouldn't even put his hands up. And see now, the last few games, he's coming out and he's keepers. He's got his knee up. He's bouncing through bodies, and he's coming out and he's collecting that ball. And I mean, it makes you think that what you're doing it's worthwhile. You're not wasting your time. You're not wasting your time.
Absolutely, man.
So we'll go into a wee bit of teammates and then into your 1 to 11. So who's been the most skillful that you've played with?
I think there's probably two. Out of two. David Olin, cracking player. Great on the ball. Ants was good as well. Very skillful. I'll probably say David Olin. I mind a wee story about David Olin. We went on his stag do a few years ago to Magaluf. Well, Big Maz as well, actually. Big Maz was a good player as well. And we all went to Magaluf on David Olin's stag do, man. Fucking carnage, man. Carnage. So we got into the hotel. Mikel took his suitcase off him. He says, "You're wearing what we tell you to wear for the rest of the holiday." So he's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake," right? So I think the first night we had him out in a mankini, down the Magaluf strip. Fucking. Second night we had a gimp suit. We had a dog collar on him and all that, fucking pulling him about the strip on a leash. And a whip. Everybody was whipping his arse. His arse was fucking red. It was the colour of your fucking jacket, Pixie. Honestly, man. That was brilliant and all, man. That was like your kind of older Villa players, like your Denny and Maz and Tits.
Yeah. Tits, your turncoats.
Tits was there. Aye, but so that's a good story and all for David Owen. I wonder if his arse is fucking better now before or scars.
Welted.
Who's got the best one that you've seen?
Dan. It's got to be Dan. Everything he touches or hits in. Hits a shot, man. It was in. Aye, some pegs on him. Be Dan.
The best defender that you've played with?
Best defender? Bearing in mind I played for Villa Maceley at the start, so I'm going to say Big Tits. I thought Big Tits, the commanding presence in front of me, I thought he was excellent, man.
School defender, wasn't
he? Aye, superb. It was as if like you felt comfortable with him in front of you, you know what I mean?
Biggest on you go, Pixie.
Aye, who's the biggest hothead you've played with?
Biggest hothead?
Aye.
It's got to be Smudger, innit?
I've already wrote it in.
It's got to be his big Smudge. Aye. I think he gets sent off. Fuck knows how many times he gets sent off, but
the boy was just a red card waiting to happen. Remember that there was a game at Carluke, no? He's like Smudger, just stay on your feet 5 minutes.
Penalty. Fucking.
Aye, penalty.
Is that the byline to that son? Why have you went to ground? The guy's getting out for a goal kick.
It's spent half his time on the flare, didn't he? I think he just likes sliding about. I think that's what he liked. Just
great big guy.
Cracking boy, man. Cracking boy.
Head case.
He's underrated. Who's your most underrated player you've played with?
Sorry, Pete, I couldn't hear you there. Underrated. I know he gets a lot of credit for what he does now. But probably at the time, I think Steph Finley's a cracking player. I know a lot of people say to him now, but I think he's maybe shown it now because maybe the other boys that are there, he's maybe, you know what I mean? But at the time, I think he's a cracking player, man, out in the wing. Can play in centre mid and audio, can't he?
Aye.
Steph, if you know what I mean, so him, probably underrated, probably Steph Finley, aye.
Who's the quickest you played with?
Quickest. I'm just going to say this because he smashed my leg at training.
Oh, don't, man.
I'm going to say wee Ryan Kells. I'm going to give him it. I'm going to give him it. Maybe because he is rapid. He is. He's quick.
Who's your free kick taker?
Tough here again. Got to be Ants, innit? Got to be Ant Stafford.
I thought you just said David Owen.
Or Doe, because the two of them took free kicks, didn't they?
Don't let him change it. Don't let him change your mind.
I'm just the one who go Ants his head up, anyway.
Because mine was all about Ants.
Right. 91st minute, it's one each to get into a cup final. Who's taking your penalty?
Dan. 100% Dan. Aye.
Right, that's us.
That's a hard bit done me.
Aye. So, Pete, I'll let you go through the 1 to 11, son.
Right, so here's your easy one, Caldo. Who's your 1 to 11 players you've played with?
Right, okay.
What's your formation?
Formation 4-4-2.
Think that works in this day and age?
Nah, it does, mate. Aye, works my way. Aye, 4-4-2, mate. Keep it nice and easy because I didn't get any pre-warning about this, so keep it. Anyway, 4-4-2.
Right, who's your goalie then?
Right, I'll go in goals.
Nice.
So it's a clean sheet straight away, mate.
Safe hands. Who's your right back?
Right back, I'm going to go with Connor O'Rourke. Very impressed with Connor, by the way. See, whenever he was in front of me, very impressive. Good wee player.
He's just really quiet though, isn't he? He just drifts through games, and then he'll do something. You're like, oh fuck, Connor's playing.
See, as far as positioning and covering goes, I never had to deal with Connor much to tell him where to be his positioning. He was always seemed to be there. I just found him quite a calming player. Maybe not the most vocal, but good. I thought he was a good player. A really good player.
Who's your left back?
My left back's going to be Wally McLaughlin.
Oh, what a player!
Aye, for back in the day, cracking. I could have actually had him at centre back, but I'm going to choose him at left back because he can play there as well. But great player, bombing up and down the wing, cracking feet left and right. Great player. Yep.
Who's your left-sided centre back?
Left-sided centre back. I'm going to go with Big Tits. He's in there. Again, just like I said before, calming presence in front of you. Just felt comfortable when he was on the ball. Read the line well. Went up, won a header. Just overall, just great player, aye.
Yeah, who's his partner?
Right, I'm going to put Scott Laurie in there at centre back. Scott was who I played with Scott as part of the team and stuff when we played against Cardiff, and he actually played against us at Calder Star, but I played with him as well, and again he's the same. I think Scott was quite short for a while, and then he's took a stretch, and he's now 6 foot at least. But again, goes up, wins the ball, just keeps things simple, no fucking about. The ball's there to be won, he'll win it.
Class.
Who's your right mid?
Right mid, I'm going to go with Steph Finlay. Again, up and down the wing all day, doesn't get tired, can swing a ball in. Usually 9 times out of 10 it's a cracking delivery, so I'm quite happy to have him in my team. Right mid.
Who's your left mid?
That's a tricky one. That is a tricky one. Left mid, I'm going to say Modo for Calder Star. I'm pretty sure Modo played at left mid.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did. But again, same as Steph on the right hand side, up and down up the park all game. Cutting inside, scored a few goals, created, held the ball well, didn't really get the ball away. Aye, brilliant player.
Your left centre mid?
Right, left centre mid, I'm going to go with Big Maz in the middle of the park. I'd have him the middle of the park, definitely. Just again, I could have probably had Maz at centre back as well, because I know he played there a few times for the Villa. But I kind of preferred him in the middle of the park. With his height and his presence and you know what I mean, his strength and things like that. He would always win the ball back, and again, get an eye for goal and can spray the ball about, and very, very rarely gives it away.
Just absolutely kind of cruises through games, doesn't he?
Oh,
As if he doesn't need to
delights.
overexert himself, he's always there.
Aye, brilliant player.
So who's in next to Maz then?
I'm going to put Kyle Jenkins in there. Kyle was, I played with Kyle, back in the day, but again, when I go back to the Dunbeth days and things like that, and then into the school and stuff like that, I mean, if there's probably one player that I'm surprised that hasn't made it in any aspect of football, everybody that I've seen is Kyle Jenkins. He's, as long as I can remember, he was amazing. Honestly, like see this guy. I think he went to Motherwell and Aberdeen and things like that, but I don't know why it didn't work out for him. Kyle was never ever the biggest or the tallest, but to me that didn't matter. I mean, see the strength of this boy and his ability on the ball was absolutely frightening. By the way, absolutely frightening. Obviously I've not spoke to Kyle in years now. I don't know what he's up to, but in regards to football, he definitely should have made it, 100%.
Who's one of your strikers?
I'm going to start with Dan. Putting me Dan up front, just because. Well, don't really need to say much, didn't you know? But Dan, he's just he is what he is. You know what I mean? He's superb, man. Just like you say, you give him a chance, he'll score it. You know, he's fast, he's strong, he can hold the ball up, he can play it out. He's got everything. He's a great player. So I'm going to put Dan in there.
Who's your other one?
I'm going to go the other side striker. I'm going to go with Davy Blue, the wee man Davy Blue, who obviously sadly passed away the other week. Yeah, I played with Davy at Calder Star, and again, what a talent! See, just when he was a young boy and things like that, growing up, obviously in my year at school and stuff, what a player, man. Left foot, right foot, didn't matter. He just knew the way to go. Great player. Again, probably somebody who should have made a living out of football, because he was that good. So I'm going to put. I actually played with David Blue for Calder Star as well, and he scored the winner in a final for Calder Star against, I don't mind who it was now, but he scored the winner, and he went away and he won his cup. So I'll have with David Blue in that.
Good team, my man. Good team.
Who's your
captain? There you go.
Sorry, man.
Who's the captain? I'm not going to say me, right? I'm not going to. You can't really have a keeper as a captain anyway. I'm going with Kyle's my captain. Kyle's centre mid. Kyle's the captain. He's vocal, knows the game, can see the game. I think it's quite important. You need a captain who can see the full game in front of him. And Kyle was always turning around and always spatial awareness and all that. It was second to none. I would have him as my captain now.
Nice, mate.
Crying. That's us.
All right, lads.
Aye, man, that was good.
That was good. Thanks for having me on, Matt. It was brilliant.
Cheers for taking time out your night, man.
I'm just